Twice the holidays doesn't have to mean twice the stress. And celebrating holidays in multicultural relationships can be where your love shines brightest. Picture 2 calendars, stacked like snowdrifts in December, both asking for your time, your presence, your heart. You can feel devoted to both and still feel stretched thin. You're with us at Whispered Hearts, English, and today we're going to make room for both cultures without losing your breath. It starts with that first week of December when the porch is cold, the sky feels like pewter, and you're pulling bins of lights from the closet. Your phone buzzes with group chats. One side's cookie swap, the other's choir service, travel confirmations, and the cousin who needs an answer tonight. In the kitchen, cinnamon steam fogs the window while you debate if you can make both dinners. You love this season, but your shoulders creep up as if you're bracing for a wave. Now imagine this instead. You and your partner sit at the table, mugs warming your palms, the gentle ache of a long day softening as you talk. The plan you sketch is calm and generous, like a lane cleared through fresh snow. You hear the joy again, the laughter, the music, the tiny clink of ornaments, and you realize the plan isn't about choosing one side over the other. It's about choosing the two of you first. Here's your first small pivot that changes everything. When the invites start flying, don't say yes or no yet. Say, let's map our season. That sentence keeps love in the room while you gather the facts. Have you tried this before, or do you usually jump to the first RSVP and hope it all fits? But the calendar isn't the real conflict. The deeper tension is meaning, the way holidays carry our people, our stories, our childhood echoes. Research shows that traditions hold emotional weight because they signal belonging and continuity. Therapists report that couples often argue about logistics when the real fear is, will my family feel seen? Have you noticed an argument that was really about feeling left out rather than the date itself? There's a quiet way to name that fear without letting it drive the car. Try this. I want your holiday to feel as important as mine. Tell me the moment in your tradition that matters most. Then swap. As each of you describes a favorite scene, the prayer, the first bite, the song everyone knows by heart, you're not trading events. You're trading emotional landmarks. What would your season look like if you protected those moments first? Before we get to the schedule, hold this curiosity. There's a simple rule of thumb that makes December feel spacious instead of crowded. It's not about cutting things. It's about staging them so your energy supports your joy. Ready to try a different way of planning? Start with an energy budget rather than a time budget. Some events cost more energy than ours. Crosstown travel, long services, shopping in heavy traffic, or hosting in a small apartment. Set a weekly cap together and give everything a rough cost. Then ask, where will we spend our best energy so the whole season feels good? Does thinking in energy instead of minutes change how you approach the invites? To make the plan, imagine your month like a neighborhood map with landmarks. Protect the 2 moments you named earlier as non-negotiables. Then, alternate prime nights if there's overlap. One weekend leans toward your family, the next toward your partners. Everything else goes in as nice to have, and you only add it if it fits the energy cap. Here's a retention spark to keep you steady when the inbox starts flooding. Tell people early, we're keeping our holidays balanced this year, so we may arrive later or leave earlier. That single line is clarity without apology. Have you tried setting expectations with your families up front, or do you wait and hope it sorts itself out? Travel deserves its own quiet plan. Flights carry not just distance but friction, packing, delays, shifting time zones, and the emotional reset when you arrive. If you can, rotate major travel years so you don't cross the country twice before New Year's. And if rotation isn't possible, consider anchoring one home night just for the two of you mid-season, even if it's as simple as takeout and a shared movie by the tree. But there's something even more tender than where you go. It's what you go with. Gift customs can collide even when love is aligned. Red envelopes versus wrapped boxes, handmade versus store-bought. No gifts. Traditions colliding with a family that equates generosity with volume. Research suggests that stress drops when couples name a shared rule. Could you agree on a budget cap, a theme, or a format that feels respectful to both sides? To soften those moments, make the why visible. In my family, we give one thoughtful gift because we were taught that attention is love. In mine, we give many small gifts because presence and play are love. When each why is honored, the how becomes flexible. What simple gift approach would honor both whys this year? Here's a curiosity spike to bridge planning into presence. There's a 5-minute ritual that makes every celebration feel like yours, even when you're at someone else's table. Step outside together before going in. Take 3 slow breaths and say, "Here's one thing I'll try to notice tonight." Then touch palms, like a seal. Would a small ritual like that help you arrive as a team? We also need a safety rail for the inevitable bump. Maybe you're halfway through dinner and a comment lands wrong, or a schedule changes and you feel blindsided. Repair starts with safety. Pause, step aside, lower voices, and name the goal. I want to feel close. Then add empathy. This was important to you, and I didn't see it. And a specific action. Let's leave 15 minutes early so we can reset at home. When you picture your next holiday, can you picture the repair before you need it? You're doing a brave thing, weaving 2 tapestries into one. If your chest tightened at any point, please breathe. You're not alone here. Whispered hearts. English is meant to feel like a porch light left on for you. This is your belonging space where both of your families fit inside the story you're building. Now that we've built a calmer frame, let's invite something joyful. Blending festive traditions doesn't have to be a compromise. Sometimes it's an upgrade. Imagine lighting a candle from one tradition while stirring a family recipe from the other. The room full of familiar scents and new laughter. What's one small tradition you could fuse this week without asking anyone's permission? Let's chase a few ideas to spark your creativity. If one side sings, teach the other side a chorus and record a living room version on your phone. If one side games, swap in a winter-themed board game after dinner and rename it with your couple nickname for one night. If one side cooks big and the other cooks slow, try a 2-pot night where the pots share the same spice, so the flavors greet each other like neighbors. Which fusion sounds like it could become so us in your home? And remember, seasons aren't just winter. Spring rain has that clean, mineral smell that makes windows easy to crack open while you dye eggs or fold dumplings for a spring festival. Summer evenings hum with cicadas and the clink of ice in glasses, perfect for a backyard meal, mixing grilled corn with a spiced dish from a grandparent's recipe card. When autumn arrives, leaves crunch under your shoes while you carve pumpkins and string lanterns, the porch a small theater of light. Which season outside of winter could carry one of your shared traditions? Here's another retention anchor for your sanity. Before any big gathering, Ask each other, what would a win look like tonight? Maybe a win is introducing your partner to that cousin you adore, staying for dessert, and leaving before the long debate at the end. Maybe it's helping in the kitchen for 15 minutes to show love to the host. What would your win be at the next event? If logistics tighten, use split celebrations with clear edges. Arrive for the early part of one celebration, help with prep, take pictures, share a toast, then leave on time for the late part of another celebration. Offer a small handoff ritual between stops, a shared snack in the car, a favorite song, or a 2-minute check-in. That ritual teaches your body that the shift is safe. Which handoff ritual could make your 2-stop nights feel gentler? Money can be another quiet stress, especially when generosity has different shapes in your families. Name a holiday budget that includes travel, gifts, and hosting supplies, and keep it visible. If you want to be extra thoughtful, create a tiny surprise envelope for spontaneous generosity, like shipping a care package or covering a ride share for a younger cousin. Would that kind of envelope help you feel both free and steady? Let's touch the heart again, because logistics matter less if love feels tender. When the room gets loud, focus your senses on one small detail: the way your partner's laugh wrinkles their eyes, the way their hand finds yours under the table. Later, talk about those moments with simple delight. These tiny stories become your private holiday language. Could you collect 3 such stories this season and tell them to each other on New Year's morning? There's also a way to make your plan generous to your future selves. Keep a short holiday journal with the lightest of notes. What felt warm, what felt rushed, one thing to repeat, one thing to skip. Next year, you won't be starting from scratch. You'll be building on lived wisdom. What would you record from last year to guide next year? Here's a retention hook to help when obligations tug at you from all sides. Use the North Star question. What are we protecting with our choices? Connection, rest, or heritage? Say it out loud before you answer any invite. If you know your North Star, your yes and no both get kinder. Which North Star do you feel pulled toward this season? If a tough conversation is coming, prepare a soft landing for it. Choose a calm time, lower the stakes, and start with appreciation. I love how your family makes space for everyone at the table. Then, move into clarity. I also want to protect time with my side this weekend. Close with an ask. Could we leave a bit earlier so we can make both? How might that script sound in your voice? Sometimes the kindest plan is creating a new tradition that belongs only to the two of you. Maybe it's a morning walk on the quiet day after a big celebration, crunching frost on the sidewalk while neighbors' lights flicker in the grey. Maybe it's a playlist you build across cultures, a soundscape of your love that you play every year while you cook side by side. Maybe it's a simple toast in your living room at midnight, promising to keep choosing each other. What could become your signature ritual that no one else needs to approve? This is also where managing multiple celebrations in love becomes less about effort and more about rhythm. Think of your season like a song with verses and a chorus. You can change verses year to year while the chorus stays the same. Your chorus could be 3 moments you never skip: the candle, the call to a grandparent, the late-night tea for 2 when the house finally quiets. Does naming your chorus help you feel steadier? And if you're someone who worries that choosing balance means disappointing someone, here's a gentle truth. Disappointment, handled with love and clarity, does not equal rejection. It means you're finite and honest, which lets your presence be genuine when you do show up. People can feel the difference between a resentful yes and a wholehearted yes. Which one would you rather bring to the table? As we come to the last stretch, return to your porch in your mind. The night air is crisp, and you can see your breath while distant laughter drifts from a neighbor's party. Inside, the living room glows, and the faint scent of pine clings to the blankets. This is the home you're building, and both of your families live here through the love you carry to each celebration. We'll close with a small invitation to community, because your stories help others feel seen. What's your favorite holiday to share with your partner? Drop it in the comments so someone out there has a new idea to try. If your story is still forming, share the first line you want to write this year. And if you felt held here, let that comfort linger. Whispered Hearts. English is the place you can return to when the world gets loud and love needs a steady hand. Thank you for spending this time with us and for trusting us with the tender work of your traditions. May your season be generous, calm, and deeply yours. When you step back into your real calendar after this video, remember what we promised at the start. Twice the holidays doesn't have to mean twice the stress, and celebrating holidays in multicultural relationships can become the warmest chapter of your year. Protect your non-negotiable moments, plan with energy, and claim a small ritual that belongs only to you two. We'll be here when you need that porch light again,